All right, Mount Snow Academy U10s and U12s. We're got some GS coming up, so I figured we'd review some of the concepts we've been talking about, both in tactics and technique. And we got Henrik Kristoffersson, one of the best GS skiers in the world, give us a little demo, right? Here he comes through. We know he's looking ahead. He's looking 2 gates ahead. He's patient. He gets himself out to rise line, that imaginary line, drawn up the hill from the panel before starting his turn. And because he knows the gate after this is offset, and we're going to get a little bit of a pitch here, he's going to give himself lots of room above the gate where he intersects rise line, right? So that's called elevation. He knows he's got to set up for this turn, right? So he intersects rise line well above the gate with the skis pointing out and away from the panel, so he can bring turn shape back to the panel. Right, so his turn is really above the panel. He finishes his turn tight to the gate with direction done. All right, so the apex, which is sort of the belly of the turn, or where the most turn direction is above the gate. So is he turning around the gate? Not really. He's turning around some piece of snow over there, right? Such that he finishes his turn on the gate. And he's heading off to where? Well, not straight at the next gate, right? He's looked ahead. He knows how much elevation he needs, so he's gonna go off and towards that where he needs to intersect rise line, his adequate elevation. He looked ahead again because he wouldn't know how to ski this gate unless he knew where the following one was. He had no idea, right? But he looked ahead, so he knows the red one after this is going to be straighter, so he doesn't give himself as much elevation, and the hill flattens out a bit. Don't need that, right? So here you can see he's intersecting rise line closer to the panel than the blue above, right? Because now, really, as opposed to before where all his turn was above the gate, here he's got half his turn above, half his turn below. So the general rule when it's steep and offset, we got to make sure we have all our turn above the gate. Right, and when it flattens out or straightens out, we can drop our apex down to the panel and have half above and half below. Right? And what else is he doing here? Is he coming through? Is he standing up real tall in the transition? No. His legs are bent, right? He moves not up but forward. He gets his hips up over the boots right there at the top of the turn. He levels out by the panel. He's nice and level by the panel. He's strong and balanced over the outside ski. Does he have a long outside leg? Sure does. Short inside? Sure does. Right, are both skis rolled up, high edge angle? Yep. What about, does he have a V or a divergence of the skis? No, I see some of you guys sometimes have one ski going this way and one going that way because we're starting to turn on the inside ski. Right? Not him. Is he in the front of the boot? Yeah. Does he have ankle flexion in both? Yes. Is the inside ski, well ahead of the outside? No. He's got the inside ski pulled back. Right? He comes through here. He uses ankles and knees to roll them up first. So we got to edge our skis from the snow up, rolling ankles and knees first, and then he's going to move the hip to the inside. Right there. Is he standing up real tall? No, not really. Nope. Does he use his poles? Yeah. A little pole plant there. Right? Does he widen his hands a little bit in the transition for balance and then drive them forward past the panel? Yes. Right? He gives himself, adequate space by the panel with his feet, right? So you can see that, the outside ski is a good distance from the panel. And that allows him to have a strong angulated position. Right? If he was tight to the panel with his feet, he'd have to be standing up really tall. Right? So he gets low. How does he get low? Well, he's in a nice athletic ready position, and he gets the feet off from underneath him, allowing him to get low. He's not all bent over at the waist, right? Little bend. Comes through here. Does he stand up really tall in the transition? No, legs are still bent. Is he all bent over at the waist in the transition? No, right? Does he come through here and finish the turn and move to the new ski with his weight? Yes. So right there, finishes turn, releases it, and moves to now his left leg, which is currently uphill. Rolls it up initially with ankles and knees. Moves the hip in. Did he have a pole plant? Yep. Did he stand up really tall here? No. Did he move his hips forward in the transition? You bet. Those hips were from there to there. Over the boots at the top of the next turn. Drives the hands forward. And this is, we've talked about this transition. He's got to get his feet from, the right-hand side of him over here to the other side. How does he do that? Well, he lets them cross under him as he crosses over the skis and moves down the hill. Does he rotate his upper body in the direction of travel, kind of lead with it? No. You don't see him rotating here, right? If he did, what would happen? Well, his hip would go that way, the skis would flatten out, and they would skid. He's making nice, clean, carved turns the whole time here, right? So where is he facing? We've talked about this. He's really facing the ski tip of his downhill outside ski, and he drives that hand forward out over that downhill ski, level by the panel. All right. So think about your skiing. Watch this video. Watch it a couple times. Think about your skiing and how it relates and how it differs from him and what you got to work on, right? What changes you got to make to be more like Henrik. And let's work on those changes this weekend.